After promising new music since a concert confession in 2023, Lana, the deluxe to SZA's 2022 critically acclaimed album SOS, is finally here. She didn't come without SZA's usual antics though, last-minute mixing issues that caused the album's delayed release on streaming services. I was foaming at the mouth, constantly refreshing, and absolutely fiending for the new album, and spoiler alert, it did not disappoint, and it was worth the wait. Hi, my name is Serena, and I make videos about the intersection of pop culture and music, and today we're actually adding another hobby of mine into the mix. We're gonna be painting while I talk about SZA's new album. I thought about it, and I really love those videos on TikTok where people would paint, they would draw, they would do pottery, and they would stitch that video with a video of literally somebody just talking on their podcast, just someone yapping about something. So I thought today you can just watch me paint. I'll do like a green screen video so that we can talk about SZA while also painting. And the painting is actually inspired by SZA's album, SZA's song Diamond Boy. The lyrics in that song that say, "I need you poolside, you've been on my mind." For some reason, that just really inspired me. I need a new painting for our living room. Like we need new artwork for the wall in the living room. I've been meaning to make a painting because I like displaying my own artwork, but we didn't have one that matched. It's like a whole thing. So I'm like, I need to make a painting. It needs to match the colors I want. It needs to be the vibe I want, and I want to make a pool painting. I was like, pool painting it is. And then I heard this song and I was like, oh, what if I make the pool painting and then I put those lyrics on the painting? That's the vision right now. That's the vibe. That's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I guess we'll just get to painting, and I'm gonna be deep diving into SZA's new album. We're gonna go track by track, talk about every single track, my thoughts on it, what I think that they mean, and this is just gonna be fun. It's gonna be combining my loves, you know, music, SZA, my main love, and also painting at the same time. So let's get into it. It's honestly much more than a deluxe version of SOS. We got 15 new tracks that could stand alone on their own album, have their own vibe, and serve as an extension of SOS, but reflect a more calm, reflective, and mature SZA. Although I'm not surprised that the deluxe version is so beefy. I mean, when I heard that the original track list to SOS was dwindled down to 23 from 100, I knew there had to be absolute bangers that were forced to be left off the album. Essentially, I had a hunch that if these tracks were what we would get in Lana, we had another masterpiece to obsess over for a while. And obsess over it I did. I don't think I have played much music outside of this album since it came out in December. Seems like the overall visuals and aesthetic for this album shows SZA as a bug in the fields, an alien, a bee-like figure. The color palette is very mustard, it's very dark. The vibe is very ethereal, think earthy, okay? We got an accompanying music video for this era, which I love. The video is actually starring Ben Stiller, which is really funny given the lore between them. One time SZA tweeted that they needed to bring back another season of Severance, and Ben Stiller happened to see the tweet and commented back. And it was just funny because SZA didn't think that he would ever see that tweet, her threatening if they didn't bring back another season. The video starts off as her song Drive, and he's just driving along in the car, singing along to the song. And then eventually he gets out of the car where the song switched from Drive to Baby, and he wanders into the woods where we see the reveal of the face of this era, SZA as the bug-like creature with insect eyes and an antenna. The album starts with the track No More Hiding, and immediately when this song starts, there's this whimsical synth beat over plucked guitars that immediately transports us to the forest. The soundscape is the woods. Late at night, I'm seeing lightning bugs, like that's the visual that it's giving. I'm there immediately before SZA even has to get a word out. This brings us into SZA's vulnerable world of raw emotion and honest reflection that will become a theme in this album. In this track, SZA is yearning for love no matter what the cost, and essentially like the whole song is about shedding the mask that we wear, confronting our human emotions, and embracing the human experience, however painful it may be. The song highlights SZA's pursuit for authenticity across all types of relationships, not just romantic relationships, and showing up as she is and accepting the consequences that may come with that. The post-chorus gives us some insight into SZA's psyche with the line, "Cause I already know, don't gotta say it, cause I already know." She's learned these lessons firsthand, and now she has to look inward to correct them. The next track, What Do I Do, starts abruptly with a phone ringing followed by SZA's hello, and then revealing that she called on accident and heard an ex having sex with someone on the other end of the phone. This one really gagged me when I first heard it. It was one of those songs where I thought to myself, like, did this really happen to her? Is this a metaphor for something, or did this really happen? The revelation of a huge betrayal like this, infidelity caught over the phone, and the pain is so universally relatable. Even if that specific scenario didn't happen, it's relatable. This song explores heartbreak, specifically SZA's reluctancy to detach from this toxic relationship and partner despite the betrayal. The line, "Last night, called on accident, heard you fucking on the other end. It's too late, I'll never be the same again. Too late, never be the same again." This reflects the nature of cheating. Your relationship will never be the same. Your trust will never be the same again after that happened. This too late is a nod to apologies that would follow, and you know, even though he gives apologies later in the song, she's like, it's too late, like you've already did what you did and I caught you. That's it. The line where she says, I wish you all the best, highlights SZA's level of maturity and desire to move forward, even if it's a struggle, even if it feels painful, even if it sucks. The next track on the album, 30 for 30, is the only feature on the album, a collaboration with Kendrick Lamar. We love Kendrick. The track starts with a sample, some spoken word, insecure musings. Do you love me? Do you want me? Are you gonna call me like you said that you would? The track explores the process of cutting off inauthentic people and the frustration of people who talk big but lack substance. SZA and Kendrick highlight their desire for genuine connections while dismissing those who fall short of their expectations. Come meet me up here. We're up here. If you don't meet me up here, don't want you around. A favorite of mine is Kendrick's line, if it's fuck me, then fuck you. It shows that he's ready to cut off anyone who isn't real with him. Fuck me, fuck you. SZA's line in saying, chat, should I fold that bitch no yoga mat? It demonstrates a conversational tone that she's having with her audience. She's mimicking dialogue from like a streaming chat. And I just think that this line is so funny because I feel like it ropes the listener into her inner thoughts and her inner dialogue. One of the best songs on the record, in my opinion. Next track, Diamond Boy, is very sonically simple, allowing SZA's vocals to really be the highlight of the song. It explores a deep connection to a lover, detailing the intense attraction and subsequent insecurities that come along with it. So relatable, with its portrayal of the balance of passion and the need for reassurance in a romantic relationship. And she really clocked me with this one again. She got me. And we have to visit the line that inspired the painting. I need you poolside, you've been on my mind. The duality between the relaxation of a poolside and the constant emotional yearning portrays how SZA feels about the security of the relationship. It's kind of like a back and forth. So relatable and so well written. I've said it before, but I will say it again. What truly sets SZA apart is her pen. She can write in a way that is so vulnerable and personal to her, yet it's written in such a way that is so universally relatable, and I love it. I love it. Next track, BMF. It's very vibey, kind of a horny song about admiring your lover while also admiring the fleeting nature of your romantic connection. A song for situationships, I fear. This track explores the push and pull between flirtation and emotional depth. SZA says in this line, I'm not the one, but we can still pretend this can be my man. Dismissing the long-term connection for a temporary fiery one that has a lot of passion, a lot of heat, a lot of juju for the moment. I don't know what that is, but I just made that up. The awareness of the nature of this connection demonstrates SZA's maturity and her expectations. She is simply just living in the moment for the temporary joy that that person gives her, and she's really not looking for anything serious. Now we have arrived to the HBIC, the track that has popped off the most since this album's release, and that is Scorsese Baby Daddy. The title of the song referencing a famed filmmaker, Martin Scorsese, a nod to the cinematic and dramatic nature of the subjects that SZA sings about. Much like the intense, chaotic nature of a Scorsese film, the song's narrative speaks to the emotional roller coaster that comes with a volatile relationship. It is brilliantly a reflection on love and chaos and how they are inherently connected. An iconic line from the song, I rolled up all my problems and then I smoked about it. This really highlights SZA's tendency to use escapism to address her problems, or I guess not really address her problems, but just to kind of not address her problems. And this is like a nod back to the way that we use films for escapism, to like escape our world for a moment and head into the world of a film. To further portray this behavior, she follows this up with the line, I could have called my mom up, I'd rather fuck about it. And again, this shows her need to divulge in fleeting romantic connections as a form of escapism. But really, this song is just about the chaos that engulfs her relationships and acknowledging the volatility of them. I think this goes without saying, but this is another album highlight for me. The next track, Love Me For Me, invites us into SZA's internal struggle with self-acceptance and need for validation. Again, she clocked me with this one. Very relatable, maybe too relatable. It's a very emotional song where SZA asks the question, will anyone love me for me? Without the fame, without the expectation. By the outro, SZA has the realization that it is high time to love herself for who she really is. The repetition of love me for me becomes a mantra of self-acceptance and self-love instead of looking for that externally in a partner or, you know, someone else of some other type of relationship. In a way, the outro just makes the song transformative and it becomes like a song of self-acceptance. The next track, Chill Baby, SZA is seeking peace amidst the chaos in her life, the chaos that we have come to know over the previous 7 tracks. It explores feelings of vulnerability and fear of abandonment while also desiring deep connection and stability. At its core, the song is about the search for calm and love in a world that often feels unpredictable and overwhelming, with a sense of hope that despite the challenges, peace and love can eventually be found no matter what. I have the line, I just want someone to stay around. I don't trust nobody. No, you fuck anybody now. These lines convey her internal conflict, wanting connection but simultaneously pushing others away out of fear. This is a deeply introspective confession by SZA, highlighting her desire for a connection that can withstand the battles that come with literally just living life and existing. The next track, My Turn, is an exploration of the cyclical nature of romantic relationships. It highlights the emotional attachment that persists even in the face of severe betrayal and break of trust. SZA reveals all that she has done for this person and in this relationship, and now she has to take the lessons that she learned and move on. The repetition of My Turn in the chorus alludes to SZA's introspection, where she realized she has to take control of her own healing. It's an empowering track of having enough self-respect to walk away despite not really wanting to, despite feeling like, oh, but I love him. The next track, Crybaby, is a comment on navigating the pressures of fame and personal identity. SZA masterfully takes back the insult crybaby and transforms it into a powerful expression of her authenticity. It's no longer an insult to call me a crybaby. I'm sorry, I'm reclaiming it. In the opening line, SZA questions whether or not she is the reason that she can't seem to make authentic connections, especially romantic ones. The line, "If that attitude took a backseat, Miss Know-It-All, you'd find a man." This implies that her defensive and self-sufficient nature could be hindering her ability to form any meaningful connections, especially with a love interest. And again, she really clocked me with this one. Girl's on fire and can't seem to miss. She's like attacking me right now. And then there's the line, "You're so sick, I'm so sick of me too." In this, SZA shows empathy towards someone else who may also be exhausted by her actions while also expressing her own dissatisfaction with herself, and how she's like, literally, I make myself exhausted, I make myself tired. It also reflects the frustration of feeling trapped in a cycle of self-criticism, self-blame, and overall just emotional exhaustion. And just like that, we've arrived at my favorite track on the album, Kitchen. Please allow me to gush over this masterpiece for a moment. Vocals are beautiful yet haunting, and they create the perfect backdrop for exploring a toxic relationship. The scene we get is one where love and self-preservation are at odds, and again, she clocked me with this one. On the one hand, you love this person, you have so much history with them, there's so many good memories that you share with them, but on the other hand, they are toxic and they don't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. Easily forgotten when you fall back into the closeness and safety that relationship once gave you, when you're falling back into old patterns, when you're dancing in the kitchen together, kissing. And anyone that's ever been in a really unhealthy, really toxic relationship will relate deeply with this one. I'm not gonna lie, the lyrics on this one, they gutted me. The line, "It must have been hard for you to lose me," reflects the bittersweet feeling being let go, even when it's clear that the relationship wasn't really serving either party. It delves into the chaos of a toxic relationship where fleeting moments of intimacy seem to trap the speaker in an endless cycle. The chorus, "Dancing and kissing the kitchen makes me forget I forgive him." This highlights how these fleeting instances of affection provide temporary relief, but ultimately offer no real resolution. They're not going to fix the relationship, you're not going to be together because of these cute little moments in the kitchen. The line, "So hard to do the right thing." This also highlights the deep internal struggle to leave a relationship when it's no longer serving you. Literally, the relationship is dead. You know it's bad for you, but you can't leave. Melodically beautiful, some of the best of SZA's writing in my opinion, and I just love this song. The next track, Get Behind Me, is just an interlude. It's expelling bad energy, Satan specifically, with the repetition of "Not today, Satan, not today." She literally just says it over and over again until the song is over, and it's so catchy and amazing, and I love it. Next track, Drive, opens with a beautiful guitar riff and SZA's iconic vocals and explores the internal journey towards self-discovery and clarity amidst the complexities of fame, relationships, and personal struggles. Ultimately, Drive is a testament to the importance of staying true to yourself and prioritizing your inner peace and recognizing that genuine fulfillment comes not from external validation or material wealth, but rather from a deep understanding and acceptance of your own purpose and value. But of course, like many of life's journeys and paths we go down, this one's not really a linear one. So the drive represented in this song is kind of like you're driving, it's smooth sailing, you're driving down the road, clear path, blue skies, and then you hit a roadblock, or you hit a fork in the road, or you don't know which way to go, or you're kind of lost. In the line, "Up till sunrise, headed to nowhere, hoping that someone's missing me somewhere." SZA yearns for someone to love her enough to miss her. Next track, Another Life, is a beautiful, ethereal song that explores the bittersweet longing for a different reality. She imagines a life where the timing with a romantic connection was right and could foster a meaningful relationship. This track demonstrates the harshness of limitations on the current moment and the connection to this epic, idyllic love that is really just a fantasy. In the line, "Can't risk perfection, love is timeless," she acknowledges that the love is valuable and enduring, but she's hesitant to jeopardize it by trying too hard or pushing for something that could ruin its natural flow. She doesn't want to interrupt the flow of the relationship. And again, she clocked me with this one, Jesus Christ. I love SZA's voice on this song. It just feels so emotional and intimate. Another favorite on the album. And finally, we've arrived at the final track, Saturn. Saturn really has been that girl ever since it was released last year. In this song, SZA expresses her frustration with the repetitive nature of love and pain and feeling trapped in a cycle that she despises and she can't escape. The line, "I hate this place," describes her dissatisfaction with her current circumstance. In the line, "Life's better on Saturn, got to break the pattern," SZA is longing for an alternate reality. She's trying to understand a deeper meaning to life and often wonders if life would be better somewhere else. See SZA exploring another form of escapism, fantasizing about how much better life would be or could be if we could just go to Saturn. Looking at the critical acclaim for this album, Pitchfork actually got it right for once with this album. They said they awarded it Best New Music and gave it an overall rating of 8.8, which is fine, I guess, for Pitchfork. Rolling Stone was quoted saying, "Lana showcases SZA in a moody late-night R&B electro ballad mode with her sonic imagination as vivid as ever," and I could not agree more with that. I think that the soundscaping, the world building, the imagery in this album is just chef's kiss. The first week streams for this album moved SOS back to the #1 on the Billboard Hot 200. This set a record for the longest gap between weeks at #1. And of course, you know, the album came out in 2022 and the extension of the album coming out at the end of 2024. That makes sense. It would have been a long gap. And in summation, if you would like my opinion, which is why I think we're all here, I think that this album is a work of art. And I wouldn't have spent my time making this video if I didn't think so. Because if I'm being honest, I would never make a video this long, this detailed, this amazing about an album that I did not enjoy. I see this album as both an extension to SOS, but also kind of a departure. I think this is a very exciting time for SZA, considering the direction that she now has to take with her new music. Speaking of which, I for one am excited for what's to come with her. I also look forward to seeing her on the big screen in her film with Keke Palmer. Overall, I would give this album, in my opinion, I would give it a 9 out of 10, no skips, and I will continue to stream Lana exclusively for the foreseeable future. Let me know what your thoughts were on the album. Please go listen to Lana. Please go listen to the album. Let me know what your thoughts were on the album. Let me know what your overall rating was for it. And please stick around because we're going to have a painting reveal shortly in 3, 2, 1.